Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crimson Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Tropp, alongside Jack Martin and Ben Balian. And today, nice little Friday, nice little casual conversation we're going to have. We're going to talk some baseball. You know, postseason is in full swing. We're getting towards the end of the ALDS and NLDS, just 2 more series to go. That'll be done in the next 2 days. And we're just going to talk some ball. So, Ben, why don't you kick us off? You know, takeaways from the New York Toronto series. That was the first one that got done for us. So tell us about it.
The New York Yankees should flat out be embarrassed by the performance they put on. I mean, giving up 23 runs north of the border and then coming home, you recoup and you win 1 game. But Cam Schlittler was really good and you had a chance to win that baseball game. Your offense just was not there. And this goes back. Aaron Judge had a really good postseason, but what was his supporting cast doing? Giancarlo Stanton had a sub-200 average in the postseason. They were flat out not good enough, and this is not even to bring in the bullpen part of the conversation. Just an awful, abysmal performance from the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say as it's more embarrassing than the Mets season. That was pretty awful. But look, the first 2 games getting put up, like the Blue Jays scored 13 runs on you, and I believe it was like 11 or...
It was 23
like
across the 2 games, 13 and 10.
That's unacceptable.
You can't
like
do that.
That's insane. And like Ben said, they did recuperate a little bit. Judge finally did something for the Yankees. But like the supporting cast isn't there. Like Judge, and we saw this last year too. Like, I mean, you had Soto, so it's kind of those 2, but after that, there is nobody for the Yankees, and so I think that's where they got to improve this offseason, getting someone.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think with the Yankees being the Yankees, I feel like everyone kind of goes, looks at every series that the Yankees play as the Yankees series. Why don't we talk about the Blue Jays? Because the fact of the matter is they scored 23 runs in 2 games on them and beat the Yankees at their home, to win a series. Like, let's talk about the Blue Jays. I feel like they've been swept under the rug, I feel, this entire season, even though they've been like one of the top teams, at least record-wise, for the better half of the year. I think the Blue Jays could go on a deep run.
I think the Blue Jays are going to the World Series, and this is something that I really like that you brought up. Nobody talked about the Blue Jays winning this series. I feel like it was the Yankees are just going to waltz up to Canada. They're going to take 2 games and they're going to finish it back at home in the Bronx. Like, that is unbelievable when, if you look at the regular season matchups, the Blue Jays were consistently winning. So I don't know where the media, the odds makers got this idea in their mind that the Yankees were this dominant superpower, because the fact of the matter is they haven't won a World Series in 15, now going on 16 seasons. When do they stop getting this treatment?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at the Blue Jays, right? And there's a better version of the Yankees. Like, they have the star in Vlad Guerrero, right?
What a series by Vladdy.
That was such a petty series. He just hates the Yankees.
But they also have the supporting cast. Like, I'll be honest, I had no idea before a couple weeks ago who Nathan Lukes was.
And me neither.
He's batting cleanup.
National League guy.
He's batting cleanup and playing fantastic baseball for the Blue Jays. And they got the pitching, too. Like, Gausman was hurt, and they still got through that series relatively well. Trey Savage is unbelievable.
Yeah,
the rookie
what a showing.
put up double-digit plus strikeouts in that game. The Blue Jays are just like an all-around great team. They're consistent. I love them going to the World Series.
All right. Well, let's practice what we preach a little and get away from the Yankees for now. And let's move to the other American League series, which is going to Game 5. Seattle versus Detroit. Two teams that are kind of hungry for playoff success. I mean, they haven't had much. I mean, Detroit made the ALCS last year, right?
Yeah. They made the ALDS.
ALDS.
It was Cleveland.
Oh, it was
Yankees last year. Yeah.
So, 2 straight years of solid baseball for Detroit. And then Seattle also. I feel like they're always in that conversation, at least in the preseason, where it's like, oh, they could do it. They have the pitching. They have stars in Julio Rodriguez, and they're 1 win away from making it to the ALCS. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be Detroit advancing. I mean, you got Tarek Skubal on the bump for Detroit, who has just been dominant. He's been lights out. He's had such a remarkable season. And flat out, I don't think the Mariners have it outside of J-Rod and Raleigh. I guess they got Naylor. But other than that, do they have the supporting cast? I know Jorge Polanco had a big,
He had
either
2 home
game
runs
1 or
on,
2. He had
on
2
Scoobo.
bombs, yeah. So maybe he's the X factor heading into games 5. But I think it's Detroit who comes out alive.
Yeah, to me, when I'm looking at Detroit, it's like they're always kind of there. Like, especially this season, like, they're very good, but then kind of went down towards the end of the postseason, conceded the division to the Guardians, but ended up winning that series. Like, it felt like they're always going against the hot teams. Like, they went against the Guardians. Now they're going against the Mariners. But they've still been able to combat that, right? They've gotten the performances. Tarek School was the best pitcher in the MLB.
Absolutely.
Over Paul
100%.
Skeens.
Absolutely.
He's unreal. And I think he gets the job done tonight, without a doubt. So yeah, give me the Tigers. But I don't necessarily love them going against the Blue Jays. But again, it's the hot team. Like the Blue
Right.
Jays right now are the hot team, and they've just for some reason been able to work past that and get the win. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see the Tigers. In the
They
World
certainly
Series.
find a way to keep pretty much every game close, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
And as long as you have pitching like Detroit, at least with Scooba, and they have a solid bullpen as well, you're gonna be in games in the playoffs. So time will tell. I mean, we'll see what happens tonight. I personally like Seattle. Personally, I think the home field advantage is going to play a big role tonight.
Yeah, those Mariner fans are
They are
pretty
hungry.
rowdy too.
They are hungry.
Not to mention the Tigers doing this with 2025 Javier
Javi
Baez.
Baez.
and Gleyber Torres.
has been
Torres.
dominant,
So-
dude.
Yes. The lights get bright. He just
He showed
shows
up.
Yeah.
How awesome would it be? A side note: Javi Baez versus the Cubs in the World
Yeah.
Series.
You just know he's striking out in the bottom of the ninth, game 7.
We got a Cubs fan over here, so
I'd love
little
it. I'd love
biased,
to see Javi.
but-
He's obviously one of my favorite players of all time when he was on the Cubs, and also I still love him in Detroit. So that that would certainly be cool. I love seeing his success, but please don't beat us. So let's go ahead. Speaking of the Cubs, to that series against Milwaukee, they start down 2-0, claw their way back. They've got Game 5 on Saturday. We don't know who's pitching quite yet, but it doesn't seem to matter. This is an offensive series, certainly, at least the first couple of games. So obviously, you know who I want and think to win as a Cubs fan. What do you guys think?
I mean, you got this series. It's been the first 3 innings have decided the games. You talked about the offensive fireworks. It's all come within the first part of the game. So whoever strikes first, in my mind, and puts a reasonable number on the board, like obviously if Milwaukee scores 1 in the first, then the Cubs are still in it. But if a team can put up 3-4 runs in the first couple innings, that's who's going to come out, because the bullpens have both been very good, escaping jams. There was the one in Game 4.
The bases loaded.
The bases
with
loaded
Brad
jam,
Keller.
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
What a strikeout.
Yeah,
man.
huge
Got my heart
strikeout.
pumping.
Yep. I mean, I want the Cubs. I wanted Cubs, Dodgers, NLCS. I think the atmosphere,
That'd
the
be so
energy, the intensity would just be electric. So I'm rooting for the Cubs, and I think they have as good a chance as anyone. But this is really a toss-up in my mind.
I'm kind of siding with Ben here. I am a fan of patterns, right? And you look at the pattern. Last year, the Brewers wild card series, what'd they do? They blew it, right?
They did.
Against the Mets, an unbelievable series. They had the series locked up and just couldn't find a way to win that Game 3. Now this is Game 5. They won the first 2. Cubs coming back. I like the Cubs. I think the Cubs can pull it off. Pete Crow Armstrong needs to have a big game. Whoever's pitching needs to just go deep, get through those first 3 innings like you were talking about. I like the Cubs to move on against the Dodgers.
Can we
like
just
the
talk
Cubs
about
too.
PCA for a second?
Okay.
The crash outness. His
intensity.
is
Just,
it intensity? Because in my mind, it's getting to be too much.
How?
They showed at least a 45-second to 1 minute of minute 15 reel of his crash outs from this series alone.
All
Him
right, well,
slamming the
he's
bat
had
in the
some
tunnel.
Horrible calls against him. That check swing was brutal. And look, he has not let it necessarily get to his game. He's still playing one of the best defensive seasons I've ever seen. And he's been crashing out after every strikeout and every ground out and every disappointing thing every time. It shows he cares. Until it gets to a point where he is consistently going 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts over a multiple week span, that's when you start getting concerned. But as far as this series is going, I think he has the biggest hit of the entire series, the bases loaded single in what was that? It was Game 4 or Game 3. And he's playing great defense, and he drew a walk last night. How about that? Pete Armstrong drawing a walk.
The one that got to me was him throwing his glove in center field. Like, that's unacceptable. That's stuff 10-year-olds do.
Yeah, sure.
After an at-bat, a frustrating at-bat, okay, maybe. But throwing your glove, there's no excuse. That's just unacceptable.
This is just reminding me of Jeff McNeil. I don't want Pete Armstrong to turn into that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Pete's definitely gonna have some big moments, that he's gonna have to make if they want to win Saturday.
Series,
he's gonna have to play well, and if they want to win past that, he's going to have to play well. So we'll see if he steps up to the plate. It's not even just a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's real life. Is he gonna figure it out? Speaking of not figuring out, let's talk about the Phillies. Oh boy.
Oh, fly, Eagles, fly on the road to misery.
Bad day for Philadelphia yesterday. Well,
as a Met Giant fan over here, yesterday was awesome. You got to go to first. And if you don't know the play we're talking about, in the bottom of the 11th, a dribbler back to the mound was bobbled by Orion Kirkenberg. He has a look at home, but it's going to be such a tight bang play. I think the runner would have been safe, whereas if he just turned his body and fired to first base, he would have had the runner by a significant amount. I mean, that's just a lack of baseball IQ, a lack of knowing the situation. And they talked about it on the broadcast. He might have forgotten how many outs there were. Because if you remember, this came with 2 outs, so if it was with 1 out or less, he needed to go home, get the out at home, or the game was over. But there were 2 outs. He could have gone to first and ended the threat.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I want to bring up like the scale of the moment, right? Like, it's the bottom of the 11th. You're facing elimination. A grounder back to you kind of hits off you. You're bobbling. The first thing you're going to think of is, I got to prevent the run, right? Like, as a baseball player, you should know the situation and be like, okay, you could go to first here. But I feel like generally, like, he saw the play in front of him instead of turning around, and then if he didn't have a play at first, and then
But the
it's a
catcher
whole
was
mess.
pointing to first, and he still decided to throw home.
True, but like, out of all the things that are running in your head, you're just like, I need to get the out. I see the thing in front of me happening. He thinks that he can get the out at home and throws it, and it was a misthrow. Like the replay, like the runner missed the plate.
He went
He
back.
came back and got it.
Yeah.
However, if
Yes.
the throw's on target, that means
That's
that they might be
what
able to
I'm
get it
saying.
down.
Yeah.
Right. So I think a lot of it is, I mean, look, we can blame Kirkenberg?
Yeah.
Kirkenberg. We
Whatever.
can blame Kirk, whatever his name is. We can name him blame him as much as we want. Fact of the matter is, the Phillies scored 1 run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was brought in with the bases loaded. Right.
But
or with 2 runners on, and he walked a guy, and then whatever the situation is, it's not entirely his fault. If you're the Phillies and you're playing in an elimination game, you have to score more than 1 run. I don't care if it's the Dodgers. I don't care if it's the 1927 Yankees. All right, you got to show up. The blame does not fall solely on him. Does some of it? Absolutely. I mean, that is a dumbfounding play that high schoolers and middle schoolers can make. But the fact of the matter is, the Phillies played a bad game.
My thinking on it is, just sticking with this play for one more thing. If your manager is putting you out there in that situation, he expects you to stay calm under pressure after you bobble a ball when the lights are the brightest they're ever going to be, to recoup, have it within you to throw the ball to first or know where the play has to be made. Because that play was supposed to go to first base. There's no way he should have gone home.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Looking back, duh. But in the moment, it's an involuntary response.
You're a major league pitcher, though. That's what I go back
right,
to.
Yeah, you are. But you're also a human.
Yeah.
And some of the things I've been seeing on like Instagram and stuff, like
The social media takes it way too far.
it's
That's
baseball.
yeah.
Like, it's a baseball game. It's a baseball player. The Phillies, you're gonna be fine. You weren't gonna beat the Cubs in the NLCS anyway. So,
Philly's not necessarily the most welcoming city either.
no.
Yeah.
We can get onto
After
that.
all the
Another
harm
day.
they went through last night,
Yeah.
not great for those
Go
players.
Cowboys. Well, I mean, that's the stage for this weekend.
Yeah.
2 exciting days of baseball, 2 game 5s, tonight and tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Can we do
but
quick predictions?
absolutely we
Do you
can.
wanna-
Go right ahead.
All right, so What are we thinking for the AL and LCS? Like, we want to just go ALCS first and then
Sure.
World Series. So, what do you
Okay.
guys think?
I think it's gonna be Detroit Jays in 6.
I like it.
Give me Toronto versus Seattle.
Ooh.
Seattle in 5.
Wow, that's hot.
That's kind of crazy.
I love Seattle. I love them.
I can't go against Tarek Skubal, so I'm going to go Tigers, and then we got the Blue Jays. Give me the Tigers. I
Three
like it.
different picks.
Yeah, I like it.
Tigers
Exciting.
in
I like it.
7. Tigers in
Tigers in
7. It's
7.
going to go back to Skubal.
Back to Scuba. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
for the
sick.
seven.
that would be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, NLCS.
Give me the Chicago Cubs over the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're winning the World Series. This is our year. All right? Give me the Cubs.
I agree. It's going to be Cubs Dodgers. Look, man, the Dodgers are good.
The Dodgers are real
Give me
good.
the Dodgers in a Dodgers Tigers World Series.
I'm thinking Dodgers Cubs NLCS, but similar to Jack,
You guys are just scared.
They're
You're
not
sheep.
as good
Sheep.
as
Escape.
LA, man. I think it's Dodgers Jays World Series. That would be an awesome World Series.
That would be cool.
that would
I think any of these World Series matchups would be
I
sick.
agree.
Yeah.
I think-
After the Yankees and Phillies were eliminated,
Yeah.
there's no bad options.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, except as long as the Dodgers don't win, except be boring.
yeah,
Right?
sure,
It
fair
repeat
enough.
like it's kind of boring. But yeah, I mean, Seattle's got a drought.
Yeah.
Detroit's got a drought. And the Cubs don't really have. It's been 9 years, but still, it's been 9 years. They've been terrible for the last 5. Milwaukee has never won. Just a reminder.
But they're always there, so it's not.
They
Yeah.
never win though. They're the Dallas Cowboys. So
Can we just talk about how good the MLB playoffs are?
Oh, it's been awesome.
I would
Unbelievable.
argue that they're the best playoffs out of any of the 4 major sports. I think the second is honestly the NHL. And with-
NHL playoffs are
Yeah.
electric.
and
They are.
without a doubt, the NHL has the biggest increase from regular season to playoffs.
for
It's
sure.
so much
For sure. I don't
so
watch
much better.
regular season ball.
Yeah,
I'll
me
turn
too.
on a hockey
Yeah,
game.
me too.
Here's my thing. I love NFL players without the Super Bowl. Super Bowl kind of
The
ruins
Super
the
Bowl
NFL playoffs for
stinks.
me.
Nah, I
I
don't.
don't like the Super Bowl, but the playoffs
The
are
playoffs are
awesome.
electric.
It's the divisional weekend and the championship
Yeah.
weekend, where there's 2 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and then both on Sunday.
Yeah.
That weekend is a lot of fun. I don't know. I enjoy the NBA playoffs. I'm a huge Knicks fan. I was at Game 4 against Boston last year. That energy was electric. I think it's MLB, NHL. I would probably say NFL than NBA, but it's real close. It's closer than I think a lot of people think.
I think I agree, and I think if I mean, I don't think any of you guys are big hockey fans. I'm
No, I
personally
mean,
not.
yeah, no.
If we were fans of a hockey team, hockey would be one.
Yeah.
We're really not,
Yeah.
but you can't deny it that the hockey playoffs are sick. But first, we gotta get through the baseball playoffs. Hockey
Yeah.
season's just starting. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
do a podcast on that at some point in time. But for now, I'm your host, Andrew Tropp, alongside Ben Balian and Jack Martin. Thank you very much for watching. This was the Crimson Podcast, and if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow,
Check out the BHS Crimson
like it.
website.
BHSCrimson.com.
Get some views.
get some site views, all that good stuff.